On your account, I am so inspired by the way that you show up, and your content radiates confidence and self-trust. And so I want to ask you, like, were you always this self-assured, or was there a turning point?
Yeah, no, that honestly, I was never this confident ever. At school, I was a gymnast, so I didn't really have that many friends. I think I remember just one day I was like, actually, I do know where it came from. It came at uni when, because I had my first ever full-blown panic attack in my first year of uni, and it was terrifying. Going to a lecture and I was coming back, and then all of a sudden, like, I was like losing the feeling in my leg. I thought I was going to collapse. Like, it was just, I'd never felt anything like it before. And then after that happened, it took me like a real good few months to like properly leave the house, and it completely knocked my confidence. Like, I was so incapable of doing anything myself, by myself. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and I relied on him to do everything with me. Like, I couldn't go to the grocery shops on my own or anything. It was honestly so bad. And then I got some therapy, and then after a lot of just, you know what it was? It was fucking stubbornness. I was so stubborn with myself, and I was like, got to a point where I was like, this is who I am. This is not how I want to be. I don't want to be this reliant on other people all the time because I've got to do it by myself. And then it started just dancing in my room. And I remember like film me dancing in my bedroom to music and stuff. And then I remember like a couple of the boys would be like, I saw your video of you dancing. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, I think it almost fueled me that they thought it was weird because I was like, you know, I am fucking weird and I like being fucking weird. And that kind of realization that I didn't really give a shit what people thought about me helped with my anxiety so much because then all of a sudden I could leave the house and not care what other people thought about me because they see me dance in my bedroom like and be a weirdo online. I can be a weirdo in person. And it was like the most refreshing experience just to be like, everyone's fucking weird. We've all got our own weird things. And to be able to be weird openly and freely, honestly, healed me. And that is no exaggeration. And that's why I continue to express weirdness because it's so normal.
I love that answer.
I'm glad we finally got there.
Holy shit. Elsa, I love that. I
Honestly,
love it.
sometimes I feel like you're asking me things and I didn't even know the answer until I started talking. This is mind blowing.
That's exactly what we were just talking about in like the journaling. It's like letting go of that fear of looking weird, of judgment, of failure, and just existing because you are you.
Yeah. I think it's so important to be weird and do weird things. Like I do it. It's like I have really random conversations with strangers a lot of the time. It's like, because you know, when you look around and it's like, no one really talks to each other. So like I just sometimes just spark up a conversation. And I had a great conversation with a lady the other day. We were waiting for the bus and she was like, we are talking about the weather. And then I was like, oh, what have you got for dinner? Because she had her shopping bag too. She was telling me that she was like bought some salmon. Then I was like, oh, no, wait, I've got salmon in my bag too. I was like, how do you cook your salmon? And she was telling me the recipe that she made her grandkids and that they love. And that's what she was going home to make her grandkids' favorite salmon recipe. Then I was like, right, tell me the recipe so that I can make it. And it's just like, you know, you have like really just step outside your comfort zone and just ask what's the worst that's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, oh, not interested.
And then you're like,
And
and then your turn.
okay, then I try someone else.
Literally.
Yeah, but I think having those like weird, they're not even weird. Like that should be normal. But like having just interactions, but it's just like you know. I'm just gonna ask someone a really weird question, or I'm gonna like skip down the road instead of walk. Sometimes I do that. Or instead of sitting on this bench in the sun, I'm gonna lie my full body down on it and take up all the space and soak in the sun. That's what I started doing on my lunch breaks at work because everyone sits on benches. So I was like, I'm gonna lie. And it's, you're taking up space and being weird gives me more confidence because you think that everyone's going to look at you and they don't because everyone's so concerned about what they look like and what they're doing. They probably are like looking at someone like, oh God, lying down on that bench looks a lot nicer than sitting on that bench. And then you realize that no one cares. And then you're like, okay, I've got the confidence now to do more. And I think it's just slowly building that up by doing little weird things. So try it.
This invitation, I really love this invitation to do more weird things. I'm making
Hmm.
that my mission.
Good.
I love that. Yeah.
Let me know. Like, text me every day when you do a weird thing and what it is, and then I'll text you what my weird thing was.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I love that. Hold each other accountable. I love it. I love
So
it.
good.
You just recently came out with
Beginner's handstand guy.
Beginner's Handstand Guide. I would love to hear a little bit about how doing handstands has allowed you to trust yourself in other areas of your life.
Yeah. And this is one thing that I talk about in the guide, which is like kind of like why I think handstands are so important and being upside down. And this is like, I feel most in touch with myself when I can, my body feels strong and I can support it by myself. I can support my own weight. I can balance myself. Like it's physical therapy. It honestly is like learning how to be upside down and like know where your weight is and how to distribute it. And like once you're upside down, this is no exaggeration, but you can't think about anything else because you have to put all your mental energy into thinking about every single muscle in your body and squeezing the shit out of it because that's what you need to do if you want to be able to balance your handstands. You need to be aware of your muscles from your literally from your fingertips to your toes. And it's just like this space and you go upside down and I'm just like navigating my way, thinking about my handstand and it's just peace. It's just and it's something that I've not really realized brought me so much joy because I've been handstanding since I was a kid with gymnastics, but I didn't realize how much benefit it was actually having to me. And then I started doing yoga and learning about inversions and how important it is to get upside down. And then I was like, oh my God, that's why I'm so addicted to being upside down. And so I made this guide because I've had so many girls and guys like, I want to be able to handstand. And I'm like, fucking do it. Like, let's go. So I literally just poured my heart and soul into designing this handstand guide to get as many people as possible upside down and just to feel the benefit. It's not for a fitness aesthetic thing whatsoever. If you're on like a I want to lose weight mission, it might not be for you because it's just about having fun and being upside down. And it's more about just being aware of your body and how to control it. But I've had so much fucking love from it already and I'm so grateful. So like I just, you know, when you're like, I'm actually like, people are paying me to teach them to handstand. I'm like, what the hell? This is like my little kid's dream. It's crazy. I keep having like this, like, what the hell am I doing moment?
You're literally doing it. You are literally doing it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
I would love for you to give a little piece of advice to somebody who is either fearful to be weird, fearful to do something and experiment with, say, handstands or something that's out of their comfort zone. Like what piece of advice can you give to maybe make that first step?
But yeah, that's a hard one. You know the Nike slogan, just do it?
Hmm.
Simple as that. Because you might not like it, but you won't know if you just didn't do it once. And I think doing small incremental things once, like you don't have to think about where this is going to be or where this is going to take you or what you're going to achieve in the long run. Or, you don't always have to think of there being some massive change in your life by doing something different, because it's not always going to happen either. Do you know what I mean? Like you might not enjoy certain things and they might not make you feel as good as you think they were going to. So I think putting a lot of pressure on the outcome can be quite detrimental, to be like, I'm gonna start doing this so that in like 3 months time I'm not gonna feel bad about myself anymore. And it's kind of unrealistic. I think you just got to be like, right, I want to make this small change because I want to feel good about myself today, or I want to step out my comfort zone today. Um, I'm going to do something weird, or, just like short term stuff. I think that's, stop focusing on the long term and just think about the short term and like, what do you want to do today?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think focus on the short term, even though a lot of people will be like, focus on the long term. But I'm like, no, focus on today.
Yeah, we live in the present moment. And so you can only make plans for the
Yeah,
future for so long until,
you might not be here. Do you know what? It's scary, but you've got to think like that.
yeah, you literally do. Literally do.
Like me right now, I haven't left the house in 3 days because I've got a broken rib and a cut liver. If I had like now I'm like, oh my God, the times that I could run, the times that I could go outside and do this and that, and I'm like, wow, I was just completely taking all that for granted, and now I'm like literally sat here at home in my feels like, God, my health is so important, and it's really, really reminded me that and how much I can do when I'm able. So I think short-term goals is the key.
And for this time that you are literally forced to slow down, it's in and of itself a blessing because you're able to really like come back, ground yourself and to focus on you and your body and on yourself. When we're living our normal lives, it's just easy to go 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 and kind of forget to have those moments of rest and of like checking in with yourself. At least that's the last 2 months that I've been healing this
Yeah,
broken ankle. That is what I am learning from
girl.
myself.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so hard and uncomfortable. It's like your body, you will get to a breaking point. You cannot go, 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 which is what I learned the hard way every single time. And I need to stop learning the hard way because I push my body so hard and then it breaks. And then here I am. Here we are. And it's like, learn the lesson before it breaks. I have signals. I'm like feeling really anxious. God, I'm really tired. I can't stop crying. You know, I was actually looking back at, because me and my friends do Wednesday waffles, and I was looking back at some of the videos I was sending her the other day. And like 2 weeks ago, it was me lying on the floor going, God, I'm just so emotional at the moment. Like, I just feel really deflated and all this stuff. And like, I look tired. And then I'm like, literally watching it now going, well, thank you, past Elsa, because you've fractured your rib from jiu-jitsu because you kept going. When will you learn?
Gosh, I know. I know. You're literally speaking to me.
Yeah. One day we'll learn.
In this period of meeting ourselves deeper, I'm going to say, like, how can we be cultivating self compassion for this moment of rest?
Just breathe. And honestly, I've been doing a lot of it. Breathing, actually breathing, actively breathing, not just, everyday breathing. Honestly, like taking a deep breath in checking in with yourself. How am I doing? Am I okay? What's going on? Because I don't do it enough. I'm so hyper productive and like go, go, go. But I've just every morning I'm just being like, I have all day today. I'm just gonna breathe and really breathe. And it's helped a lot just slowing the hell down. I know. Also, I've started Tai Chi.
Get out. As you've been, like when you got injured?
Yeah. And that's like internalizing your energy and moving it around with your breath. So I can do that.
How did you learn? Because I'm so fascinated with Tai Chi, but I
You,
didn't even know, I didn't put myself in the position to be a beginner.
I just YouTubed it, you know. Went on YouTube and I was like, beginner's Tai Chi. And so I'm going to start my mornings with it and see how that makes me feel for a while.
That's dope.
This may be for like a week at first, because if I set myself to do anything for longer than a week, it usually doesn't happen. Yeah, it's really lovely because it's like yoga but standing up.
And it's also that simple.
Yeah.
It's as simple as you literally going on YouTube and just
Mhm.
having the inkling and wanting to do it and doing it. Just do it, damn
Yeah,
it.
I know. Just do it.
It has been such a pleasure talking to you. I am so happy
It really has.
with the invitation that you've given me from this
I
conversation.
feel like we've covered so much.
I know, and we had a whole technical difficulty in the middle.
No,
Like,
I'm really grateful. No, I'm really, it's been such a nice space. I feel like, it's just what you're doing here with these podcasts, so magical. And just having like a space to just talk and share experiences. I mean, that's why I post on Instagram. It's to, share the shit and the good days, the bad days, what helped me, and, to be able to just speak to you and then share and just create this online community of just like-minded people. It's so, I don't know, it's just great.
I know. I know without even having to put the breath to the words. I understand exactly what you mean, what you feel because I feel the same way, genuinely. Thank you so much. So so much. For whoever's listening who wants to start their handstand journey, where can they find your offering?
It will be a link in my bio on Instagram, and my Instagram is Elsa Rowlands _ and just do it.